Oh, well, hello, everybody. My chair is stuck. There we go. Hello, it's me. It me. How are we doing tonight? Quiet. I know, I didn't do a great job at telling well this is happening, because I had decided at the last fucking minute to play this. So like, yeah, I've got Fire Emblem, and Tears of the Kingdom, and Pokemon, and it was just the Dragon Age Inquisition. And Persona, but Persona's on there are more, that's a whole other thing right now. So I thought we would, play Dragon Age Inquisition, because my general record with games I have played is a little bit better. Look at Origins and 2. Even despite the fact that 2 had a huge hiatus, I did get it done at the end of the day. And no one can ever take that from me. Probably. Someone probably could take that from me. Now, unfortunately, I am running a altered setup today. My laptop, which I've talked about my issues with my laptop, that it doesn't just charge. I gotta fiddle around with it for like ages. It's an absolute pain in the ass. What the heck? No, wait, don't do that. So I actually can't see as much information as I usually can when I stream. And this is because a bunch of things I used to have apparently just aren't in my OBS docs anymore. I also apologize, I'm sneezing. I may be sneezing tonight. My nose is not great for some reason. Probably because I've actually been outside. I've been doing laundry. Yeah. Yeah, I can't tell any information. So if we lose connection, I will not be able to tell as well as I usually do. Actually, wait, I can just up a thing. My phone. I forget that we have it's not as great. It does exist. There is a dashboard for on your phone, which is basically chat and alerts. It's good to have a third-party ability to tell how if stream is still going. Manager. Oh. So now I've chat the action bar, and I have a very basic version of my quick action. Oh, nice. That is actually pretty helpful. I'm going to sit up now, because I was sitting with my knees up to my chest, and I realized that puts me a precarious amount of distance from my microphone in my chair. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is a... Oh wait, I can, where's the Switch controller thing? And make this be able to turn, plug my earbuds. Okay. Oh, that's... Yep, that is not gonna work. No, this is fine. This is fine. The Dragon Age Inquisition. Like a lot of VTubers, I will start a lot of stuff that I will not finish. Dragon Age Inquisition probably will finish, which will be sad. Again, I apologize for the sneeze. Well, not sneeze. The blowing of one's own nose. I'm gonna take us over here. And before we actually even get into the game's running. My computer is not happy about it. Here is... Paste that up there. Here is Dragon Age Keep. So here is Dragon Age Keep, and I'm just gonna F11 that. I wish we had some music. Keep not have music. Keep get music. Good. Going to close the feed quickly. And yeah, let's just put on the main theme of Origins. Oh wait, no, the camp theme. Someone's extended it. Yeah, that'll do. We just bring it down a few. There we go. Welcome, Shin. Let me click F11. Turn back on the capture. So, yes, in spite of everything else, I'm also starting Dragon Age Inquisition. And that's because I know Dragon Age like the back of my hand. Surprisingly, I know Inquisition quite well, despite it being a more recent game, technically speaking. I mean, I was playing Inquisition in high school. It's been out for a good couple years. So yeah, we're going to do a few things tonight. Starting with, though I still want to sit down and do a YouTube video of it. Like, actually make a proper, like, retrospective and everything of these earlier games. Tonight, we're just going to cover the basics and then start Inquisition. So first, what happened? Dragon Age Inquisition is built upon the events of Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 in the same setting. There are clearly certain things that occur regardless of what personally happened to each main character, but there is extra flavor and slight alterations depending on what the hero Ferelden and Hawke did. So yeah, let's this will be less of a general primer. I'd still love to do a YouTube video for that, but this will be at least a brief overview and a touch upon our own history. So, where did it all begin in Thedas? Well, we had the Warden, Marcus. Alright, Marx Mahariel never properly uploaded. I have one in here, and yeah, that's why I have Dragon Age Origins still installed. Thankfully, I always play a Dalish elf, so that doesn't change. That's a name at worst. So, we started with Marx Mahariel. He was a Dalish rogue. He was roguishly handsome. He was decently looking. I'm not great with character building screens where I have to do all the work manually. It's not good for me. So we started with him. Now we all know the story, or can at least quickly look it up at the beginning of the Origins playthrough. Marx was part of a clan. Tamlin, the inconsolable shithead, I feel bad for Tamlin. The reality is, at least from my perspective and my choices, Tamlin just did shit. Even though I was telling him, no, we should do proper thing. We should do this properly. It's not, you know, it's just like, Wind your neck in, mate. I get it that we can find something, but we know where it is. Let's go back. Nope, gotta go in. By Diluvian. Turns out it's poison. Darkspawn poisoning. Hamlin is missing. I am blighted and will die. Here comes Duncan. We need Grey Wardens. You're already blighted, so I'm just gonna take you. You don't really have a choice if you want to live more than a few days. Thank you, Duncan. I mean, I do appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that even despite the fact you don't have a choice, to some degree, he isn't going to straight up force you, even though he can. He asks you first. Like, I rather you're willing. So then we go to Lovering, which is the prologue here, where there were only two things. Curing the Mabari Hound, which was, Barchamedes. Barchamedes! So Barchamedes lived and joined us, and feeding the prisoner in Ostagar, which we paid for. Mostly because I knew how to make money as a rogue. Also, because, let's be fair, by the end of Dragon Age Origins, I did not need money. I was rolling in money. Because I didn't buy shit I didn't need. I didn't hoard shit. I got the equipment I wanted and just held onto it. We'll hit these in the order they happened in. We went to the Mage Circle first, which is the Broken Circle. And we supported the mages. We saved First Enchanter Irving, and we did not accept Cullen's solution of kill 'em all. He was in a dark place then, Cullen. The alternative that could have happened was that we could have supported the Templars, and they could have wiped the circle off the face of you. But we didn't. I believed in the mages, and it worked out because it comes back to part 2, the Arl of Redcliffe, where during this quest, we saved the people in Redcliffe from everything that happened. We saved Connor, who was the source of everything. Bella, who is the I live in a dark place. A dark place. Yeah, you can live in the darkest timeline. Pretty cool in itself. Bella, who was like the service wench, we gave her the money to start her own brewery. I actually remember that, because she had like an end card too, and it was like, I think she ends up marrying Arl Tegan, of all people. Isolde also survived because we got the help of the Circle of Magi to save Connor. We helped that family with their family sword. And we helped Owen's daughter escape. So the blacksmith, we helped his daughters to live. It was a very productive time. Our timeline was very good, but it was also because I scoured everywhere for everything. As part of that questline, though, we also did the Urn of Sacred Ashes, which I did not poison, but does still go missing. Like the temple and everything in it. Well, not the temple itself, but everything in it, the ashes themselves, went missing regardless. I think we left elves for last, so we went to Paragon of Hakai, so we went under. And this was a whole section. Like, look how many panels there are. This is just reminds you how big fucking Orzammar is. We defeated... we learned that the anvil made... So, the dwarves wanted to get the anvil back because it was the only way to, It was the only way to make new golems. The true secret is, you turned dwarves into golem. Arden, the man who made the forge, was like, this is a fate worse than death. In the end, even, it drives you insane with, like, with jealousy and paranoia and everything. Like, my own apprentices turned me into a golem, and I'm only saved by the fact I destroyed the control rod. He's like, destroy it. Do not let Bronca have it. And we killed Bronca, and then Cardin kills himself after making the new crown the next king. The dark time, but it was the right choice, as we later learned in, the DLC, the Golems of Amarak DLC, where what the alternative of trying to make golems with magic ended up becoming, which ended up the creation of the Harvesters. We helped Dagda go to the circle, so while dwarves can't learn magic, we did at least let her, we embraced her to learn, the theoretical aspects of alchemy and magic and how it all intertwined. Theoretical mage, really. And I love the fact that that's, like, a thing, and it's like, you can just tell her don't. But it's like, put in the effort and be like, there's potential there. What else do we have here? We helped the, Legion of the Dead return stuff. Like, we helped a lot of stuff. This stuff with Mandy is only for, male dwarves from the from nobility, so that doesn't apply to us. We helped people with the assembly, we helped make a chantry. We did a lot of stuff. We helped a lot of people. And we put Balin on the throne because as much as he is kind of a conniving asshole, compared to Haramond, he at least was a progressive candidate. Finally, despite being Dalish, the last main section I did was Nature of the Beast, out of the ones you can do in any order. So we broke it a piece, which meant that the old... because a reminder of what the Dalish story was the reality of the situation, how we walked in was that the Dalish were being attacked by werewolves. They were being targeted by werewolves here, and the werewolves here had a different origin to other werewolves that could exist in the world. So it turned out that they were being caused by a deal with a spirit that the leader of the Dalish had summoned to take his revenge on a bunch of humans who had killed his sons and raped his daughter. And we sort of went, look, we get it, it's shit. It's a really dark and terrible thing to happen to anyone. And, like, it's bad, but the people you were trying to punish are long dead, and now you're just letting it hurt more humans because you just can't see past your own fear and loathing. So he embraced that, and we learned that's why he was so long-lived, was the deal he had with the spirit. So long as the Lady of the Forest was bound, he was bound. He would continue to live forever so long as it went on. So we undid it. The humans turned back, the werewolves turned back into humans, and the Dalish elves came to our aid. We helped a few other people with Ironbark, a man about the fact that his wife had turned into a werewolf and we ended up having to kill her anyway, I'm pretty sure. Getting Dalish back to the camps, all sorts of good things. Before we go into Denerim, we'll take a detour into the Companions. We recruited Sten by persuading his key. Yeah, the Dalish live in my timeline, but that's because I'm Dalish, and also because if you broke a piece, it's decent. If you broke a piece, they have a good time. Because at least then the first takes over, and she's at least level-headed enough. So we cured and recruited Dog. Archimedes. BioWare, I really want another Mabari Hound. In the next game, whose title is a spoiler for people who haven't played it, put a Mabari Hound in. I don't fucking care how the battle system or anything goes. I want a Mabari Hound. So we recruited Dog in the prologue. Technically right after the prologue. We had Alistair and Morrigan. I romanced Morrigan. That's a whole beautiful thing. We recruited Sten when we got to Lovering, and we recruited Liliana while we were in Lovering. I had Loghain defeated by Alistair. Alistair, if you make Alistair fight Loghain, he always beheads Loghain before anything else happens. In certain timelines, you can have Loghain in your party, but you lose Alistair. And Alistair's fate is really determined upon how well you decide to weave political machination. After a certain point, we picked up Wynn at the Tower of Magi. Then Devrin attacks us after that, and we recruited him. Then we recruited Oghren when we were at the Dwarves. Wynn survived. Liliana survived. Because Liliana and Wynn can be killed during the Temple of the Sacred Ashes. We acquired Flemeth's Grimoire for Morrigan by killing Flemeth, even though we know in Dragon Age 2 it didn't stick. And we had an old god baby with Morrigan. That was a good time. So back onto the main story. Denerim is we became the Black Wolf, I believe is the title. Which you do a whole crime wave and you become this infamous thief. We did a bunch of other things, settling scores in taverns. We did a bunch of assassination for Antevans. We helped Alistair find his sister, who was a bitch, and we helped him become a more confident person. We had Morgulin, I think Elysian woman who had basically raised Liliana. We had killed her because she was not good. We brought stuff back, we did a lot. A lot of this is a lot of busy work, and some personal companion. Finally, we got to the Landsmeet. Who is going to be the next king and queen of Breldon? Or king or queen, really. Since we were a male Dalish warden, our choices literally were Honora rules or Alistair rules. In our timeline, Alistair rules alone. You could also have Alistair and Honora rule together. Alistair rules with a female Kuslind. Honora rules with a male Kuslind. But we just had Alistair rules. Good old Alistair. And then it ends on the Battle of Denerim, where I killed the Archdemon, and thanks to my agreement with Morrigan, I lived. Everyone lives, it's all good. During the during the Awakening, we let the Architect live. Nathaniel lived. We saved both the Keep and Amaranthine. And Oghren had a happy ending, or as happy as his endings get, without getting into massage parlors. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm dumb. You know what I should have done? I could jump into stream chat. Because if I jump into stream chat, I can do this. There we go. Oh. Yeah, yeah, Oghren got a good happy ending off the end of that. A lot of the other endings don't get recorded. I know that a lot of those characters, some of those characters haven't been touched upon. Some of them have only been touched upon in scripts that never made it to the final game, or were changed. And some, I believe, have made subtle appearances, cameos, or references in the written books. Oh wait, before we do Witch Hunt, that's the end. Stone Prisoner, we picked up Shale and let her learn that she used to be a dwarf that was from a warrior's caste, I'm pretty sure. But she used to be a dwarf, you know, as they all were. During the Warden's Keep, I got the power of blood, and I let Avernus continue his research. As inhumane as it was a direction in extending the lives of Wardens, even though he hasn't done it the most ethical way. You can tell him to do ethical research, but I kind of just didn't care. So I was like, unfortunately, this world is still pretty dark, even when you're doing your best. Finally, Witch Hunt. After Morrigan left our party, you can do 3 things. You can always track her down, and then after tracking her down, you can leave her to go through the Alluvion alone. If you were in a relationship with her, or if you had a relationship with her, or at least, and you had had a child together, you could go for the Alluvion to be with her, or you can stab her. I've never stepped her in any of my games because I always make a good relationship with Morrigan. But I went for the Alluvion, so the Warden goes missing. The Warden always eventually goes missing. Because, in the BioWare canon, the Warden dies doing the ultimate sacrifice. He never takes the deal with Morrigan for the old god baby soul. Instead, he's the one who dies during the Battle of Denerim. But in my case, my Warden's missing because he went with Morrigan for the Alluvion. Even though at least we know somewhere about 10 years in, he does enter Denerim. Because Alistair has a line about... When you meet Alistair as king in Dragon Age 2, he has a line that the hero of Ferelden has come back to Ferelden... Well, Tegan has a line about it. And it sounds like, at the very least, the Warden does come back to Ferelden a number of times. Alright, Dragon Age 2. We had a male rogue Hawk who was a snarky bitch. Because that's the best Hawk. Purple Hawk is best Hawk. Purple Hawk is best Hawk. Brain. Purple Hawk is best Hawk. During the prologue, we worked with smugglers to get us into the city. We mostly sided with the mages come out Act 1. A lot of our stuff was pro-mage. We did pretty much everything that you can, and we generally kept still a good demeanor about stuff. Act 2, we fought and killed the Arashok. We didn't kill Giscard, though it didn't really change at the end, because he did end up dying, I'm pretty sure. No, wait, no, I avoided his death, I think. No. The elf who was the dreamer, I got him free of the demon, and he left for Tevinter. We didn't side with the Chantry at all, or Sister Patrice's whole thing to try to fight the Kyun. Because she was trying to instigate a straight-up war. She was trying to instigate basically an exalted march. We didn't side with anyone against the Kunari. But we didn't instigate any extra stuff with the Kunari. The Gatlock Thief, that's right, that's who that is. The guy who tried to steal Gatlock, we let him live. The Kunari appreciated him as a living reminder. We didn't encounter Yevon because when I fixed up the save data, we never met him. Because his mission is if Nathaniel dies. But Nathaniel never died in our timeline, so his sons never ended up going the way they did. And yeah. Finally, in the final chapter, we sided with the mages. We did everything we could to make sure the mages and mage sympathizers didn't get too, rattled up by an ever-increasing and dogmatic Templar, order. We met Zevran, we let him go. We helped. We helped wherever we went. In Companions, we recruited and romanced Fenris. Bethany is the surviving twin, and she became a Grey Warden and survived the entire game. We were friends with Varric, and we didn't kill his brother. We let him keep the little bit we helped him figure out what was going on with Red Lyrium, and we let him keep a piece. Because I feel like it's better to know the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. We recruited Isabella, she came back to us, and I fought to keep her in our party. Meryl stayed with us, and we helped her finish out the Alluvion, but we did have to break her heart in making sure we didn't have to slaughter a clan. We recruited Anders and Sebastian, but Sebastian left us after we didn't kill Anders for what he did at the Chantry. I wouldn't say we approved of it, but at the very least, I didn't condemn him for it. We also had Aveline. She stayed with us to the very end, and she married Donick. You don't like Dalish, do you, Shin? I can agree that this decision to let the clan live was more fueled by the fact I don't like the idea of having to kill them, because that means that the only two survivors of Clan Saber in my timeline is Mahariel and Meryl. And I don't like the feeling of Mahariel basically having nowhere to go home. Even though, as a warden, he technically doesn't, and now he doesn't. Now he has technically speaking, also he has a home with Morrigan. And it's like, it's still kind of sad to go, yeah, his origin ended up just dying out. But that one was very much a choice of, like, that. Come Legacy, we found Malcolm's will, we killed Corypheus during that, and we sided with Larius, who was all about it, but he seemed really weird at the end. Finally, we come up to Dragon Age Inquisition, where we will be starting a save file with a Tal-Vashoth Saarebas, so a Kunari mage. And that is Dragon Age up to this time. That is Dragon Age. And all my shit's weird. 1 second. Why is that down there? I wouldn't say it's bright. A lot of people lived, but it doesn't mean it was a good thing that they lived. There could be further repercussions because people have lived and died the certain way they have. So I will also cover a few things that happen regardless of timeline. These are covered in books. I don't have a full list here, but these will cover some characters and events that occur that are valid for coming into Inquisition. They're not necessarily needed, but they do add context to how the timeline went regardless of player intervention. Wynn and Shale started going towards Tevinter, but ended up going to the White Spire, which is one of the circles. Normally I would have on my laptop, like, the wiki open just so I could double check my facts, but my laptop is dead right now, and the charging port does not want to work. So they went to the White Tower, to the White Spire, which is the biggest, this is after the, this is after Dragon Age 2, where all the circles, after Anders blows up the Chantry and all the circles across Ferelden and Orlais start rebelling. This is at the start of this is starting out, this is still early rebellion, before it goes super in. And this is good music to talk about it too. During the events of this, we learn Wynn has a son in the White Spire. He is the son of her and a Templar. He is in a relationship with a Templar, so the apple didn't fall far from the tree. And ultimately, when they meet a spirit called Cole, who looks like a human. And Cole ends up killing the Templar Knight Commander at the time, who was a cruel man, about as cruel as Meredith, but without the paranoia that, like, without the aspects of the paranoia aspects of Red Lyrium that Meredith at least had. Because, like, when you look at Meredith's history, it's like, she wasn't a bad person. She was a zealot, that's not a lie, but she was just strict. She was very strict about mages and everything to do with them. And then the paranoia threw her over. Lambert was just cruel. Not Lambert, the guy who came before Lambert. His name I can't remember. He was just cruel. So Cole, in the belief that he was doing something that was going to help more people than it would hurt, kills the Knight Commander, which unfortunately puts there is a bottle of Coke for later that is sitting at my feet, and it keeps falling over. Mostly because I keep knocking it over. Cole kills the Knight Commander of the White Spire, so like the head guy. This sets the rebellion into full swing because the Templars' leader just died. Wynne unfortunately loses her life during the events of the White Spire because the spirit that's been keeping her alive, if you remember during her personal quest, we learned that she actually died and is being sustained by a spirit. That spirit she has to pass on to someone else to save their life, thus giving up her own. This is basically the things that happened in that book explain how the escalation from Anders' action in Kirkwall spread from the Free Marches into Ferelden into Orlais. And how we get here. So, after these events, Divine Justinia the Fifth? I don't remember which Justinia we're on. Calls a conclave to bring the mages and the Templars in to basically go, your war is spreading into other groups. We are stepping in because you need to wind your fucking necks in, you shit. During this time, there's also some side books, including a series that involves Alistair, Varric, and Isabella, where we learn Flemeth had another daughter. She may have had at least 3 other daughters than Morrigan, who are also witches of the wilds elsewhere in the world. And he learns that his father, his father, the previous king of Ferelden before Kaelin, who was also Kaelin's father, King Ferren was still alive, but they ended up and he was being kept alive by magic. And unfortunately, he'd been kept alive for so long, he was dependent on the device that was keeping him alive. So he ends up dying anyway, but basically Alistair learns a lot more about his bloodline, and the fact that the King of Ferelden, King Ferren, was actually a reaver. He had drunken the dragon's blood. The cool lore there, but ultimately nothing too much. Basically, Alistair just had adventures as a king too, and he knows about Varric. He knows Varric and Isabella personally. Yeah, Reaver, the dragon blood. So there's sort of all this extra lore. There's other things. I will cover them when I can. When I can have the information to double check back and I can just take the relevant points and be able to be like, I know these because I double checked them before I wrote them down. Yeah. So this is the conclave. That is the Temple of Sacred Ashes. That is where we found the ashes. Now remember, the ashes of Andraste. Now remember, after the events of Dragon Age Origins, the ashes go missing. No one knows where they are. And starting a new game, we destroy the temple, goes up, and here begins Inquisition. Like always, they returned back to Origin's way of letting you choose your character's race. The ashes are improved upon. Yeah, did you Did you defile the ashes, Shinryu? Jeez, you really... I chose the brightest timeline. You went for the darkest timeline. Oh, and also, after killing the Arashok, the Sten... We remember him as Sten, but that was technically his rank, because they don't have names under the Kunari. Within its own society. The Sten that was with us in our party is now, Sten who was with us in our party is now the Arashok. Sten became Arashok. It's pretty good. So, human, elf, dwarf are all from previous games. Here's a unique one. You can now be a Kunari. And each one has an origin thing. So you can have a race, but your history is slightly altered by your class still. Even though you don't play an origin story. There's still these extra dialogue and extra things. But at Dragon Age, not Happy Elf times. So here is so we will be playing a female Tal-Vashoth. Now why am I playing a female Tal-Vashoth? We've played 2 rogues. So I want to remind you of this. We've played 2 rogues. Played rogue and rogue. I want to play something different. And also because I always play an elven rogue in this game. So I wanted to try a class and race that I hadn't chosen. I even played this personally. They've always put it off. Because I always like being like really into my character. But this time I want to do like a world, because we're doing something. I want to do my own world. So, we're going to be a Kunari, and we're going to be a female Kunari, because why not? So we're going to be a mage, which means we're a Tal-Vashoth. Because the Kunari, we're a Tal-Vashoth Saarebas. Are we just going to play on normal? Because I don't know how lagged out we may get at times. So here we go. Tal-Vashoth Mage. Followers of the strict religious philosophy of the Kun, the Kunari appeared like a tidal wave to the north of Thedas 300 years ago. You are Tal-Vashoth, a Kunari who has rejected the Kun and never even lived in the Kunari lands. You have earned a place among the Volkas mercenary company as its mage. You possess abilities that would have made you a pet slave among your own people, ignoring the fearful looks you receive from those around you. Most recently, the company was sent to the country conclave, hired swordsmen to keep the peace, a task that has gone horribly wrong. And as you saw, I was on the keep before. That is our imported save. So everything that happened, every personal choice I made up to here is kept. My world state, as it exists, will continue to exist in this one. For the most broad strokes, the game will stay the same, but we get some extra quests depending on how things are. And the game does if a character had died during Origins, that you kind of have to go out of your way to kill. They will recognize that, yeah, they actually can't use that character. Or in the case of Liliana, and I've talked about this before, Liliana dies in... You can kill Liliana in 1, and she'll still appear in 2. And they gloss over the fact that, yeah, she died in 1 at that time. Yeah. Do expect loading screens, because unfortunately, this will be the age-old problem of... Ooh. This will be the age-old problem of, I just don't have enough power. Oh, God. You straight up are looking for the worst timelines. So I do have the game modded. The game is modded, by the way, and I should actually add that to the tags. Just add that. There we go. So let's... Well, actually, this won't matter, because if I go to customize... Oh, no. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. 1 second, let me go back. It's taking me back to the start menu. I have to start the game through Frosty Mod Manager. Otherwise, it doesn't start with mods. Oh, I'm dumb. This is fine. This is fine. I can sort this. Yeah, I forget about it because Dragon Age 1 and 2, the second you mod those games, mods stick. Mods stick forever. So a few of my mods are, a few change how characters look, a few change, add a few extra stuff to play a character. And I have the, enhanced character creation mod. That is the majority of how things are. So, next. Wait, you got Silver? How much? Shimry, how much money have you put into the game? I feel like that should be my first question. How much money have you put into Star Rail? I should also play Star Rail tonight after stream at some point, probably. Or the monthly pass and the battle pass. I was thinking about getting the battle pass, but I decided nah. I don't want to spend 15 bucks. Not after I also bought the monthly pass for 7. I did buy some. The try for a last run at the banner before it switched over to Silver Wolf. All right. The hell? Oh! Double drat. So, in the time between when I set things up, I gotta close it again. In between the time I started modding this game. So you avoided that, yeah. I pulled for Sailor and for Jing Yuan, so I had the price of both. I forgot that, my game had to be what's the word I'm looking for? Re-verified? Because of the fact that Dragon Age, not Dragon Age or Inquisition got an update, but Origin got turned into this EA launcher. I'd probably have to reapply the mods. That or or something happened and it's broken all my mods. If it has, I hate this. That sucks. So yeah. Whoop. There we go. What I'm gonna do is redo this one more time. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. I hate it when shit updates and changes after I've tried doing it. Because it's just like, come on. Okay, that's good, that's good. Yeah, I need that one. That one. Not that one. There are more mods in here than last time. I've shoved more stuff than I think I meant to. Let's take these off. This might work? Yeah, I think this will work. Why did I do that? Why did I close? No, open. Watch. Loading mods. Handlers. Applying mods. There we go. Probably thought it was still the way it was before, so I needed to shock the system. Shock the system. We've been got. It has been an hour, and what have I covered? Pretty much the last 2 games. So far, this has been a recap stream. I'm going to open up my bottle of Coca-Cola I had with my Works burger and chips. Because I need the sugar. Yeah, so, yeah. Okay, it's adding the mods. Hopefully, I haven't added an extra mod that won't destroy everything. Power up! Winners don't do drugs unless it's sugar! And we all do it. You actually hear that, sugar is actually is an addictive substance that has pervasively entered all of human society. They said that if sugar was discovered in the modern era, it would have never been if sugar had been discovered in the modern era, health officials would have never allowed it to be used the way it is. That's something I learned. That the properties of sugar would be highly regulated. But because we discovered it thousands of years ago, doesn't matter. This conclave has blown up 3 times. You know what they say, 3rd time's the charm. So after a Dalish elf, a snarky human, comes a Tal-Vashoth mage. Amsterdam. Why they change it, I can't say. Like it better that way. Istanbul is Constantinople. Why? I don't want to watch season 1 of Umbrella Academy again. Please work this time. That's all I want. I want it to just fucking work.
As long as the job gets done, I don't care about the rest.
It did not. What is going on? Okay, you're going to... I will edit this stream later. if I put this in the archive, I will run this through editing software. Actually edit this. I don't know why this isn't working. Legitimately don't know. I don't know it's because it keeps... because it used to... maybe because it used to circumvent before? Dragon... I'm not happy. I thought nothing would change just because Origin turned into a different browser. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. There's a thing called Frosty Fix, which will fix the issue we have. So apparently, the EA app has an issue because a lot of this is done through command line coding. The EA app doesn't do well with it. So I am watching Frosty Fix. Yeah, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna edit stream. So from here on, until we're back around, until the game started up again, this will be deleted. Okay, Inquisition, EA Desktop, launch with mods enabled. Yeah, pretty much. This is all in the void. So it looks like basically this thing is just a middleman to get everything to launch together. Hopefully. Okay, so launch. Click it one more time. Oh, it launches the EA thing, the EA app, in a way I guess that it can actually do what it does. It's not launching the game, it just keeps launching the EA app, so... There's an hour of shit. So yeah, I'm gonna download this one and edit it by hand. Usually I don't edit a lot of my streams. Basically because I don't usually have anything worth getting rid of. Even the long stretches, usually I'm doing something. Here, it's like, there's no lot for you guys, just me talking. For like nearly a whole hour. Well, a whole half hour. Before that, at the very least, you know, yeah, we have the tiles on the screen and I was talking about the previous games. You know what they say, if you blow up a conclave 4 times, you're probably doing something right. Female... Mage... Tal-Vashoth... Yes, please load in my world state. Yeah, I'm talking about the bright and darkest timeline. Again, I'd actually say the brightest timeline would be as if you, did every... I would actually suggest Logain surviving, would be a brighter timeline. Him surviving and Alistair and Nora being married with a confident Alistair on the throne. Because as conniving as Honora has shown to be, Alistair is also just too good of a person that, I legitimately think they're better for Elden together. So Alistair does at least have sort of that hero vibe. The only one I would say is probably better from a purely player-driven perspective is a female Kuzland marrying Alistair as queen and becoming queen consort. I would say that is probably slightly better. But that has its own thing of, like, wardens don't tend to have much luck having children after becoming wardens. Hell, the only warden to have a child after becoming a warden that we know of is our Grand Enchanter Fiona, and that's because something literally pulled the taint from her. As covered in law books. She is the only warden to have a child after becoming a warden, and that was after she got thrown out of the wardens. Honora rules alone. Loghain die. The warden. No, Loghain. No, the warden. The warden dies at the thing with no god baby, because there'll be no one there to temper Loghain. First and foremost, like, even though he can appear in Inquisition, and he is tempered regardless, there's no one to temper him in his early days. And the warden that takes over the Ferelden wardens is an Elysian warden. Which means parts of Loghain's fears end up being true, with his daughter being, on the thing. Ah, thank you for the hydrate. Thank you, Happy Jedi, for the hydrate. I am hydrating with a Coca-Cola at the moment, which is actually taking the stress off my water bottle. I'll switch back when I'm done. Or part way. Depends on how I feel about the sugar running in my system. I might put a little on myself. At least it's a liquid. True. That is 100% true. Judging from the longer loading time, I'm confident I'm feeling a bit more confident that the mods are actually working. What I'm not feeling confident is I really think I may have shoved two conflicting mods in. Wait. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Star Rail's having a seizure. It'll do that. I know what happened. I realized we hit the infinite loading screen bug. And you know why I know that? Because I know which mod is causing it. Kunari eyebrows. Fifth time is the charm. Yeah, some time back, I remember it's why I really should get rid of some of these mods. Yeah, I know there may be one more mod in here that is destructive. It's not closing. I am going to open up Task Manager. What's up, Happy Jedi? I know, well, Phantasm. This shit's been here longer than this version of my my screen. Yeah, it's always been up there. I've kept it up there. It used to be, so where Insights was, I used to have them jutting out of the old menu like that. They've been sitting up there ever since I put the top on it. They're in the top corner opposite of me. Ah. I see you two are a gapcha of class. Shit. Everyone on the Flake came out. I'm still stuck in the Indian Lost Belt. Apparently, stuff is still running in the background. Give me a second. I am shutting down all sorts of shit. Yeah, it's been up there for a while, because I started as a, heavily a Fate Fate, specifically Fate Grand Order, which is what a lot of my visuals are based on, VTuber. So I don't play a lot of Grand Order on stream. Mostly for the same reason I don't play a lot of other games that are heavy on the voice acting on stream. I would not have a voice by the end of the week. Also, because after I did the Vegas summer event, like we had anyone, I think this might even be this. It was a while back, because that would have been like 2 years ago now. Um, I did that event and I barely finished it after like 4, 5, 9 hour plus streams because I couldn't do story missions off stream. I didn't want to do story missions off stream, but there was so much grinding I had to do. It was like, story, grind, story, grind, story, grind. So we were doing, 3 hours of grinding doing the next story thing that day, because, yeah. The only good thing for summer events and me is that I have a lot of summer servants. Infinite loading screen or whatever. You may need to reset your game then. Oh, actually, talking about Fate Go, while I'm still trying to get the game running with all my mods. Speaking of Fate Go, you know who I picked up Jedi today? Yesterday, technically speaking? Fairy Tristan. Fairy Tristan. Picked up Fairy Tristan. Currently launching Fate Grand Order. Have you tried making your own, Shin? But I did. I made my own. Yeah. I log in every once in a while. I actually was going to do the Horror Camp Summer rerun, and then I didn't. I started it like with 5 days left, and inspection's coming up, so I don't have a lot of time between streams and everything else to do it, so I let it slip through my hands. I am doing a bit of the Indian Lost Belt again, now that I'm sort of getting back into it. Slowly, but I'm getting through it. I did play Arknights. I was not as heavily invested in Arknights. Like, fun gameplay loop, decent gameplay loop, but I don't know, it didn't capture me. Play a bit of Azure Lane, though I haven't started it up in ages. And there we go, I knew which mod it was causing. I hope we didn't just hit another fucking, Pardon? Sorry, I thought I had my brother. Yeah, we had opposite experiences. Here we go. So first, let me do this. Because all those options are all over the place. So this is the Enhanced Character Editor mod. And here we will start. I want to go for something gray. I'll go for definitely the grayer parts of the threshold. Yeah. That looks like a tiefling. Kunari and tieflings have a lot in common. But I think I may go for the first one. Yeah. Funnily enough, tiefling is a race that I don't tend to play personally. Fine. I don't want the glossiness on the horns. I want freckles. Can I have freckles? No. First things first, actually. I kind of want to just check how this goes. Is that you launch Dark Knights instead of Go? Ah, good lord. Here's the modded hair I wanted. Not in the color I like. So normally, Kunari hair and horns are interrelated. There's nothing you can do about it. So I did something about it. The enhanced character editor allows you to edit the horns separately. It's also great if you got a mod for the horns, or you want a specific hairstyle of a horn that doesn't have that hair. They called her Snow White. I'm gonna go with this one. The asymmetrical horn with extra additions. You like 02? Ah. For Kunari, I don't like it when they just have the stumps. You might as well not give them horns. Which some Kunari don't have horns, lore-wise. This Kunari, I said, they have special fates. I do know what you're talking about, like little forehead sort of ones. Kind of like the first one, actually. I like them longer. Sometimes I like them longer, but I usually like the short ones. Yeah, fair. Fair. Everyone's got a preference. Everyone's got a preference. Yeah, I think I'll go with the sort of longish, thinner nose. I want to add a break to it. Just a little bit. I also cover my character's face when making them. In a lot of ways, it's because you can change the face to start clipping with the hair. This is not the first time I've made this character. That looks better as to the theme or biography. Yeah. I very much know that feel. It's... You have to sort of... It's cool to make something, but if you're going to cover it up, you're better off creating it with the cover-up intended for half of it. Because half the time, especially in games like this, you will not see it any other way. At least... And not the last time, but dumb. Oh, wait. Okay, Shinryo, I'll give you... this. 1 second. There you go. See, like that face flips. think it's a little, still got that maturity and age, so a bit.
That's right. Swooping is bad.
Remember Alistair's advice whenever you're worried about something. Remember that swooping is bad. I want to give her a bit more fullness on the cheek. I don't want to. I feel like that's good enough. And I think I'll just keep the forehead in the middle. Okay. Nose, mouth, jaw, and chin. I didn't do anything with the chin. Yeah. Higher, but fine. Thinner. A little. For a bit of a big head. Big goes making a fan of a seizure. It's saying the system in your eye isn't responding. You have updated it in the App Store, haven't you? I think I haven't played it in a while. Eyes. They have, weird. I'm gonna go with these eyes, I feel. Or maybe a mixture? Which one is that? 1, 2, 3. This is eye 4. Blend with 1 a bit. No. No. Close or whatever it is, make it seize and relaunch. Yeah. There we go. Now, we need color. What do I want for eye color? You know what? I really want to do something with the pinks and purples. Or maybe something with a green tint inner with a purple outside. Yeah. Because Magic's got such a relation with green in this world and the fade and everything. Eyebrow texture. Here's some eyebrows. Go. I didn't even realize she didn't have eyebrows. Longish eyelashes. They're also white. Is there a chromium an option? I don't think it is in this game. Yeah, it doesn't look like it is. Sadly. There is no heterochromia option. Otherwise, I would go for heterochromia. I do like that in my characters. And now the scars will work because this is a modded face texture. Fine. And, what's left? Not applicable. I don't actually need the teeth. I don't plan on changing them.
How much is this going to cost me exactly? You leave me no choice!
Everything you've heard, completely true.
Everything you've heard, completely true.
Rules are meant to be broken.
You leave me no choice.
What do we feel? The other two normally aren't
How much
there.
is this going to cost me exactly?
What are we feeling? The deeper voice, the sort of fit the build, or the lighter
Everything
voice?
you've heard, completely true.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
You know what? No, I'm feeling the first voice. Feeling the deeper voice. It adds some gravitas. And I'm gonna keep Herah, because I actually like Herah as a voice. Yeah, it fits the character better. Right, that's why I used a different hair mod. But this ponytail looks very stiff from the back. I've got another hair mod. We'll go to the Black Emporium later. So it could be that my textures are down. I'm gonna do 83 summons? Good lord. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I know this cutscene. I've seen it a lot. I just don't like it. Fucking BioWare had to make fearling spiders because they know that the bloody player base has a fear of spiders on average. Makes me chuffed. Because literally, if you fight spirits of fear, well, demons of fear in Dragon Age, most of them are spiders. Yeah, they know that we have arachnophobia. They know that the greatest fear for a lot of players is spiders, which is why in every game, fear demons are spiders. Or fearlings. They're little minions. It's funny because actually every protagonist, it means that every protagonist in the game series has some level of arachnophobia. Even though they all fight spiders at one point or another, they all actually suffer from some level of arachnophobia.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now.
Cassandra!
The conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
What do you mean everyone's dead?
Explain this.
It's a glowing effect.
Can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need her, Cassandra.
I'm a glow stick now.
I can't believe it. All those people. Dead.
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember
No.
running. Things were chasing me, and then... a woman.
A woman?
She reached out to me, but then...
Go to the forward camp, Liliana. I will take her to the rift.
What did happen?
A lot. A lot has happened.
It will be easier to show you.
You got Hector? Isn't Hector a freestar, though? It's more just beating the odds of getting other freestars. There, in turn, I haven't had a Hector in ages.
We call it the Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the conclave.
An explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world.
And there it goes.
Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you.
Yeah.
It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
How could it stop this?
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
And you still think I'm guilty?
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is. And you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
Yeah, let's do it.
I understand.
Then...
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
Off we go. I think I was actually meant to change the makeup because I think the character is wearing some blush.
they have decided your guilt.
The wrong skin
They
tone.
need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars.
Yeah.
She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead.
Well,
We
not the
lash
leaders
out like a
themselves.
sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
Oh, right. I forgot. Second. Graphics. Why are these up so high? I don't play with these so high normally. Explains a lot of why my computer sounds like it. You got a 4-star archer. Is it the banner one? I don't know what the heck set this.
Open the gate.
There we go.
We are heading into the valley.
I don't know what crackpot decided to set my computer's default settings. That was definitely not right. Definitely not what I left him on. Goddamn cool though. Run, run, run! These opening moments are damn cool.
The pulses are coming faster now.
Yes, I know, I can
The
feel
larger the
them.
breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you.
And down we go.
Stay behind me!
That's the banner one, Jedi. No, they both are. That one's a banner one. Congratulations. Alright. Yeah, that's the same one I picked up earlier. Shock. Fire. The issue is, I have no ability to use magic normally. Or rather, I'm not great at conserving it.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
Yeah, I got ya.
All right. Have it your way.
Wait. You don't need a staff, but you should have one. I cannot protect you.
It's also because, outside
I
of...
should remember you agreed to come willingly.
It's also because the game isn't programmed to let the player not have a weapon.
Take these potions. Make a note what we will face.
Where are
I
all your
have
soldiers?
potions.
At the forward camp or fighting. We are on our own for now.
Alright. Wait. Oh, Vita.
There! Watch out! If we flank them, we may gain the advantage.
Shock 'em! I mean, they can come for me, but I don't give a fuck. You'll be dead before you leech me. Yes. Well, we're between, what we're doing actually, yeah, I set it up, Fate Go yesterday to do it. I got a bunch of 4-star essences from my pulls. It was crazy. It's like, I got the servant, but I also, in the same pool, got a bunch of 4-star essences. I was like, what the hell is going on with my luck? Why can't, in these games, can I never get exactly what I want? Because I wanted, Hamlin, Gwaine, or Fairy Knight Gwaine, as Japanese version put it. Go.
They're falling from the breach.
You know, that's my luck. Alright. Oh. To get rid of the far range. Yeah, I know. Check out the final ascension. It's pretty cool. Like, it is a crazy design. But I like that. I'm a big fan of when games, especially games like Fate Grand Order, go all in on, like, something completely bonkers. Where is it? It aesthetically pleases me. Especially when you notice that it has a lot to do, where it also has a weird level of what to do with the lore of a game.
We're getting
Or a
close to the
character.
rift. You can hear the fighting.
Who's fighting?
You'll see soon. We must help them.
And here we go. Jump. Fight. If you look over there, you'll see a dwarf that has a familiar crossbow. Varric! And Bianca.
Quickly! Before more come through!
Something was glitching there.
What did you do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
They moused, isn't it?
At least this is good for something.
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly.
Theoretically could.
It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
There's a giant hole in the sky.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass deep in demons forever.
Varric,
Varric
Umbaye,
Templis,
Varric,
rogue,
Umbaye.
storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
You with the chantry?
Are you with the chantry, or...
Was that a serious question?
Technically, I'm a prisoner, just like you.
I brought you here to tell your story to the divine. Clearly, that is no longer necessary.
Yet, here I am. Lucky for you, considering current events.
Nice crossbow.
That's a nice crossbow you have there.
Ah, isn't she? Bianca and I have been through a lot together.
You named your crossbow Bianca.
There's a story.
Of course. And she'll be great company in the valley.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
Ugh.
What I love is
My
they talk
name
about...
is Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see you still live.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
Nice. I was going to say, Varric is great because they actually talked about how Varric was written like a slimy car salesman, and the main writer for Varric took that and ran with it and created such a popular character. It's great. Where do I get this great knight medal? You can trade clear prisms in the Da Vinci shop, or I think one of the maps in Camelot. I couldn't tell you where. You know about the
seem to know a
mark?
great deal about it all.
Like you, Solus is an apostate.
Ah,
Technically, all mages are now apostates, Cassandra.
also true.
My travels have allowed me to learn much of the Fade, far beyond the experience of any circle mage. I came to offer whatever help I can give with the breach. If it is not closed, we are all doomed regardless of origin.
That is very true.
That's a commendable attitude.
Merely a sensible one. Although sense appears to be in short supply right now. Cassandra,
He's not wrong.
you should know. The magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is a mage, but I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
It's interesting because if you're not a mage,
Well-
he talks about that as why you shouldn't have that power.
Bianca's excited.
This way, down the bank. The road ahead is blocked.
We must move quickly.
Mullah. Holy. There... If you haven't played in a while, unless you're not that far along, you should have plenty. Unless you've been also using them after they came out, then... I can't make that promise. Jump. I have a sickle now for a weapon. If I actually remember... Went down here. Yep, there's some iron. They added it a while back, but if you haven't played in a number of Lost Belts, yeah. I save a lot of mine. It's very... They added it, it's very useful. It's... yeah. Okay, we got the pause. And the tactical camera's back. I'm good with this. I don't need the tactical camera.
Glad you brought me now, Seeker.
Come on. And... Pretty shade down. Just a building on fire here. If I can find a way in without having to run through the flames. Oh, there we go. Meanwhile, my allies just walk through like there's nothing there. Are you going to Fiji on Sunday? Nice! It's something worth getting excited over. Fiji is very nice. Not going in the direction of the camp. Apparently I'm just going in the direction of something. I actually didn't realize you could go this far off the rails.
We had Kunari and Kirkwall. A whole boatload of them. They were your typical cheerless sort, then they tried to take over the city and kill everyone. But I'm
Left-click
guessing
is
you
also
don't actually
attack.
follow the Qun, do you? You're Tal-Vashoth.
That's an excellent guess.
Well, you haven't recited a single quote from the Prophet Kosloon yet. So unless you're trying to stay on the Seeker's good side, I'd say that's pretty telling.
You saw your 4-star essences? Again, Da Vinci's shop, which refuels every month. The normal prisms. You can burn enough servants to get a few of those. Be pretty good. Doing events can be good, though I don't think there's an event on because they just released Lost Belt 6 Part 1. Is this building always behind?
My magic cannot stop your mark from growing further. For your sake, I suggest we hurry.
In a moment, Solus. My hand's not gonna fall off tomorrow. Technically, it'll fall off in a few minutes. There's a house here. I have played this game at least 5 or more times, and in the intro sequence, I have never noticed that you could enter that house. There's not a lot in it, but the fact that I never noticed that is...
So, are you innocent?
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable and less prone to result in premature execution.
He's not wrong. Depending on the audience, a story may be more believable than the truth. And
I hope Liliana made it through all this.
She's resourceful, Seeker.
We will see for ourselves at the forward camp. We're almost there.
making excellent progress. More Templars are dead.
Another rift!
We must seal it! Quickly!
They keep coming! Help us!
Dropped.
Hurry! Use the mark!
And hold, and pull. Level up. What kind of mage do I want to be? Like a lady of fire. I'm familiar how the game works. Well, there we go.
Open the gate.
Right away, Lady Cassandra.
We're clear for the moment. Well done.
Whatever that thing on your hand is, it's useful.
Incredibly.
You have already... Ah, here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who she is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Val Royeaux to face execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk, a bureaucrat.
And you are a thug, but a thug who supposedly serves the Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead! We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
In the breach?
Isn't closing the breach the more pressing issue?
You brought this on us in the first place!
There's no proof of that.
Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
Yeah, I'm not gonna survive long enough.
How do you think we should proceed?
Asking for my opinion? I'm the prisoner here.
Now you're asking me what I think.
You have the mark?
And you are the one we must keep alive. Since we cannot agree on our own.
Scouts in the past may be lost, but soldiers will ensure you through the direct assault. Take the mountain path.
Use the mountain path. Work together. You all know what's at stake.
Liliana, bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
Everyone!
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
Yeah, I think I might switch. I got another hair mod in here. I might switch for the other one. Didn't realize how low texture this one was going to be. If we're the only one? Well, there's definitely forces still here. The bigger issue is not that there isn't many. It's the problem is that the enemies are limitless as we get closer to the breach. The spirits and demons are... I keep using Final Fantasy XIV controls, and forgetting that that doesn't work here.
The tunnel should be just ahead. The path to the temple lies just beyond it.
What
But,
tunnel is this? A mine?
Part of an
Just trying to
old
get through
mining complex.
things.
These mountains are full of such paths.
And your
Pretty sure we
missing
get there.
soldiers are in there somewhere?
Along with whatever has detained them.
We shall see soon enough.
Yeah, everyone... Other than me doing a meme, it's like, we just don't have so many forces. You gonna lurk? Okay. Thank you, Happy Jedi. Yep. You get your work done. There's some wisp essence. Essence of wisp. The new fragrance from Calvin Klein. Omelette gouge fromage. I can't remember the actual way to say it. An omelette with cheese. French. There we go. I'm hitting V because that detects anything, so... White. Loot. Nothing else I can interact with. That's what the circle at my feet is these are habits that I have from this game that are like riding a bicycle. No matter how long it's been since I played it, I will still remember how to do. One of them is hit V everywhere. That way I can see what I can loot and interact with. Drop them. Keep putting on the offensives on them. There it is. More elf fruit. I am happy that at least with crafting they rolled back on what they did. So it did make sense for Dragon Age 2. I didn't particularly like having to permanently get...
So the others could be holed up ahead.
Our priority must be the breach. Unless we seal it soon, no one is safe.
I'm leaving that to our Kunari friend here.
Well, we're getting close. Oh, there's some of them.
Lady Cassandra!
Next set.
Lieutenant, you're alive.
Just barely.
E2. There we go. Close the rift. And the scouts live.
Sealed, as before. You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Let's hope it works on the big one.
Thank the
Let's
Mage you
hope.
finally arrived, Lady Cassandra. I don't think we could have held out much longer.
Thank our prisoner, Lieutenant. She insisted we come this way.
The prisoner? Then you...
Worth the risk.
It was worth saving you, if we could.
Then you have my sincere gratitude.
The way into the valley behind us is clear for the moment. Go, while you still can.
And
At
off they
once.
go.
Quickly, let's move!
Oh, we save them.
The path ahead appears to be clear of demons as well.
Let's hurry before that changes.
Yep. Got a clear path forward. Let's go.
Down the ladder. That's the way to the temple.
I always go this way because there are a few reasons. A, you actually get more XP this way. You have a few more battles. I think you have like 2 more battles. And B, I like saving the scouts. But knowing exactly what happens.
Holes in the Fade don't just accidentally happen, right?
If enough magic is brought to bear, it is possible.
But there are easier ways to make things explode.
I mean,
That
Anders.
is true.
We will consider how this happened once the immediate danger is past.
Anders proves that there are plenty of ways to make things explode horrifically.
The Temple of Sacred Ashes.
What's left of it?
That is where you walked out of the Fade, and our soldiers found you. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
Alright. Well, we're here. Ugh. The corpse is frozen in place. Figured, but still there. Like when they talk about finding people, like the corpses after like Pompeii, or even after like nuclear bombs. Like they're there, but God, you can't even imagine they used to be human.
You're here. Thank the Maker.
Liliana, have your men take up positions around the temple. This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
Tell me what to do.
I'm assuming you have a plan to get me up there?
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down.
I mean, it's definitely
And
got
be
a
careful.
connection. It's like the veins, like look, they actually go up. Like it's the breach's connection to the ground.
Hour of our victory. Bring forth the sacrifice.
Ugh. That caught me in
What
the
are
ear.
we hearing?
At a guess, the person who created the breach.
Red lyrium. Fuck.
You know this stuff is red lyrium, Seeker.
I see it, Varric.
But what's it doing here?
The only vein
Magic
was in
could have drawn
Kirkwall
on
at
Lyrium beneath
first.
the temple, corrupted it.
It's evil. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Varric, we've been stepping on
The
it.
sacrifice still.
Someone help me!
That is Divine Justinia's voice.
Jump. Oh, it's so bright. It's legitimately so bright.
Someone help me!
What's going on here?
That was your voice. Most Holy called out to you, but...
The reality.
What's going on here?
Run when you can! Hold them!
We have an intruder. Slay the Canary.
And... There you go.
You were there! Who attacked? And the Divine, is she... Was this vision true? What are we seeing?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Echoes of what happened here. The Fade bleeds into this place. This rift is not sealed, but it is closed, albeit temporarily. I believe that with the mark, the rift can be opened, and then sealed properly and safely. However, opening the rift will likely attract attention from the other side.
That means demons! Stand ready!
Roger, roger. Go. It's a demon. Got the rift.
We must strip its defenses. Wear it down.
There we go.
The demon is vulnerable. Now!
Wait till he puts on power. And wee! 20 months. Jesus, rose up to 2 years. Oh shit. I look away for a second, I'm getting attacked by shades. Hey, good to see you. It's okay, we're only on normal mode. I don't think we'll die. People don't die on normal mode. They just make dumb mistakes. Also, because it's me. Here is our Kunari Tal-Vashoth Saarebas Herah Adaar. How do I do this? Come on. Burn. Gonna put his armor back on soon. We're all hurting a bit. Explode. And electrify. I don't like being this squishy. I'm usually a rogue. I'm squishy for other reasons. Oh, I'm dead. Eric, run. Let me back up. I trust Varric. Tell Solus to do more. Drop the axe and be more useful. Yeah, Solus, I already know you're more useful than you're acting. Please use all your power. Get into your hobo gear. That's the only reason Solus isn't more powerful, is he's not wearing his hobo stuff. As a piece of dialogue from Dorian says.
Now! Do it!
Hobo give him power. So yeah, this is Herah Adaar. Kunari Saarebas Tal-Vashoth. I want to change her hair to another modded hair I have. But yeah. I like you made a Saarebas. I like it because those of you who don't know, who have never seen Dragon Age Inquisition and have been watching the series to learn about Dragon Age, it's pretty sacrilegious what is going to end up happening. And I love it. You made one for a Dragon Age tabletop. I did once. Oh god, I would love to do Dragon Age tabletop. Though, of course, I would still be a Dalish rogue elf. Dragon Age actually has a tabletop thing. It was made for Origin, so
Oh,
it's isn't updated.
I didn't know you were awake. I swear.
At least as far as I know. Alright.
Don't worry about it. I
beg your forgiveness and your blessing. I am but a humble servant. You are back in Haven, my lady. They say you saved us. The breach stopped growing, just like the mark on your hand.
I am surprised there was just a bird in that cage over there.
It's all anyone has talked about for the last 3 days.
They're
So
happy?
you're saying they're happy with me?
I'm only saying what I heard. I didn't mean anything by
I also
it.
want to change the blush to be more
I'm
of a
certain
white
Lady
color.
Cassandra would want to know you've wakened. She said, at once.
At
And where is
once.
she?
In the Chantry, with the Lord Chancellor. At once, she said.
You know what? It's one of the reasons I don't mind that for male players who are for a heterosexual option, Cassandra is like one of your few options, because she is pretty great in her own right. Cassandra is pretty great. I had a friend who was running one of the, I guess, official people running tabletop in Canberra. The way it plays is a lot of fun. One of these days, we're gonna put like a few people together, and we're gonna just do that kind of tabletop. Ooh, I gotta go with. I got to right. I got to. Just traditional. Lots of information again. I'd be down. Yeah, I love it. Honestly, be a lot of fun. Staff of the Dragon. Sword Amulet. Remember my character got blighted and we had X amount of weeks to resolve it or I would die. Really? Did you end up having to become a Grey Warden or something? I'm just appreciating the look. Nothing wrong with appreciating the look, right? We stopped at literal days before running out of time. God, see, I love that though. Because being blighted is very... Again, I want to switch out for another modded hair, because I forgot how stilted and low quality this one actually is. I do love the way it sits on her face. I do love the fringe.
That's her. That's the Herald of Andraste.
There we go, the Herald of Andraste. The new title that's super sacrilegious for me to have.
That's her. She stopped the breach from getting any bigger.
I love the horns most of all, because the horns are symmetrical, but the armor plating is asymmetrical.
Chancellor Roderick says that the Chantry wants nothing to do with us.
That isn't Chancellor Roderick's decision, sister.
Yeah, he's just an asshole.
Have you gone completely mad? She should be taken to Val Royo immediately, to be tried by whomever becomes divine.
I do not believe she is guilty.
The Conari failed, Seeker. The breach is still in the sky. For all you know, she intended it this way.
I do not believe that.
You know...
That is not for you to decide. Your duty is to serve the Chantry.
My duty is to serve the principles on which the Chantry was founded, Chancellor. As is yours.
I can't hate Roderick outright. Because remember, the only reason he's the highest one in command is because everyone else died. He has essentially become... I don't know if anyone else has seen the show, Designated Survivor, which is about the Capitol gets blown... In America, the Capitol gets blown up, and the main character is the Designated Survivor. And he, you know, like... In the grand scheme of things, he's like a lower... Like... He is a lower member of the government in many ways. Like, he's still part of the government, but he's, like, down so many tiers. And now he's suddenly the president. And Roderick is kind of that in this region. So I'm like, I hate him, but I also have to understand that he is currently the closest thing that is to an official leader. Doesn't mean that I don't agree with the fact that Cassandra should just look at him and go, ugh.
Chain her! I want her prepared for travel to the capital for trial.
Why chains?
Disregard that.
That's pretty
and leave
kinky.
us.
Pretty kinky for the Chantry.
You walk a dangerous line, Seeker.
The breach is stable, but it is still a threat. I will not ignore it.
I did everything I could to close the breach. It almost killed me.
You're still
Yet
here.
You live. A convenient result insofar as you're concerned.
Have a care, Chancellor. The breach is not the only threat we face.
Someone was behind the explosion at the conclave. Someone most holy did not expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I really enjoy the mod I gave Liliana.
A suspect?
You, and many others.
But not the
Something about the
prisoner.
long hair.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to her for help.
So her survival, that thing on her hand, all a coincidence.
Providence.
Yeah.
The Maker sent her to us in
Yeah,
our darkest hour.
I mod Liliana just because it's a really good mod. This one. And I also mod Sarah because there's a really good Sarah mod out there, and it makes her a little more bearable. Having her at least be aesthetically pleasing makes up a little bit, just a little bit, for the fact that she's so childish that it's almost irritating. Not a chosen one.
You realize I'm Kunari.
I have not forgotten. No matter what you are or what you believe, you are exactly what we needed when we needed it.
The breach remains, and your mark is still our only hope of closing
I
it.
like to...
This is not for you to decide.
I don't know if I've talked about this on stream before.
You know what
I may
this
have.
is,
It may be
Chancellor.
somewhere in the Dragon
A
Age
writ from
origins.
the Divine, granting us the authority to act. As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn.
Dragon Age.
We will close the
Inquisition.
breach, we will find those responsible, and we will restore order with or without your approval.
Now get the fuck out.
This is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready. We have no leader, no numbers. And now, no Chantry support.
We'll make
But
do.
we have no choice. We must act now, with you at our side.
It's such a good number. But I don't think I've talked about this on stream to any length before. I started writing. I mostly world builded it first. I wrote a fanfiction called Blightwalkers. And it was pretty simple fanfic, which is all the potential wardens exist in the timeline. And I changed the lore for the Mahariel one. So Mahariel, Clan Saber, Mahariel's clan, and thus Meryl's clan, travel with a Tal-Vashoth mercenary group for a time, and that's Hera's group. And basically, Hera has this, like, actual connection to Mahariel, and there's a lot of, like, storyboarding that I've done. So I have, like, this personality of Hera in my head.
What
It's very
is
much...
the Inquisition of old?
Doesn't really see
It
herself in a
preceded the
chosen
Chantry.
position right now.
People who banded together to restore order in a world gone mad.
After, they laid down their banner and formed the Templar Order, but the Templars have lost their way. We need those who can do what must be done, united under a single banner once more.
I actually like to point this out about the Chantry. You know what's the funny thing? They didn't want mages being leadership because of the Vinter, basically. You know, essentially the only people who would end up ruling are mages. But a lot of the Templar Order is made of noble, like, ex-children of noble families who still use their connections. Like, despite the fact that they should rescind those, much like how the mages have to rescind, their noble titles and shit. It's like, that's the real reason the whole thing gets corrupt, is a lot of the Templars use a lot of nepotism.
But aren't you still part of the Chantry?
Is that what you see?
The Chantry will take time to find a new divine, and then it will wait for her direction.
But we cannot wait. So many Grand Clerics died at the Conclave. No, We are on our own. Perhaps forever.
Want a holy war?
You're trying to start a holy war.
We are already at war.
The
You are
accusational
already
tone.
involved. Its mark is upon you. As to whether the war is holy, that depends on what we discover.
What if I refuse?
You can go if you wish.
You should know that while some believe you chosen, many still think you guilty.
Yeah,
The
pretty normal.
Inquisition can only protect you if you are with us.
We can also help you.
It will not be easy if you stay. But you cannot pretend this has not changed you.
You know what's funny? In both Origins and Inquisition, both games, you're in a position where you have enough of like a sway in what you are and everything around you that people can't just straight up always pick up fight with you or will always try to. But you also are like, the world around you is also like, we don't like you. The only one where it gets better, technically speaking, is Hawk, and Hawk loses so much more in turn.
If you're truly trying to restore order...
That is the plan.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
Yeah. The way I always have sort of written and viewed Hera is, ultimately, as a mercenary, she understands that you can't get something from nothing. And in a lot of ways, a broken world might look like a good opportunity for money and other things, but because she has to be with this group, you might as well at least embrace that order needs to be brought. And the Inquisition's core membership. Liliana, Cassandra, Josephine, Cullen, and Herah Adaar. And Varric. Look at the chest hair. Always got chest hair. Templar Order. Yeah, it's a shame that Cullen's voice actor said a lot of really not great stuff. This is the best way I'm gonna put it, because it's been a while since I thought about that. I try to view the character separate from his voice actor. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's a shame when a voice actor says or does something in the world, and then you're just like, why? You do understand that now it's hard to listen to your performance and not think about the fact that you said something, and I'm super not okay with that. But in turn, they also have the right to their own opinions, but they have to understand that that does color their entire portfolio. Heck, I wouldn't even say that about voice actors. Creators in general. Creators in general need to be aware that you can have an opinion, but you have to be aware that everything you've ever done, no matter how good or bad it is, will be tainted by the results.
Cedric said the blankets weren't worth selling. He's giving them to the Inquisition for free.
How kind of him.
That, and he said people who freeze to death don't spend much coin.
Well, he's not wrong.
Nope. Yeah. So let's think about someone who's happier. Varric! I said happier, and Varric's kind of low-key depressed.
Are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
Barely keep up.
I have no idea what's happening anymore.
That makes two of us. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
Can you believe that BioWare's original script for Dragon Age 2, when it was Exodus, The original idea was Varric would survive the main game and then die in the Exalted Marches DLC. Of course, the script changed and everything, but still, the very idea that they were originally going to kill this character, no one could have foretold how awesome he would be.
If it was that bad, why did you stay?
So
Cassandra
awesome.
said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this... Thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. And now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
The breach needs to be sealed. The sooner the better.
If it can be sealed, you might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going.
Yeah.
Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky, that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
We're gonna need Hawk. Sassy, purple, Fenris ass-loving Hawk.
Need something?
I have questions about Hawk.
I've read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
I do love it that he just goes, that's a common reaction, yeah. People usually walk up and talk about my story. Where are Hawk's friends?
Where are the rest of Hawk's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though.
Yeah.
Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people.
He's just boring.
Last I knew, Hawk's sister Bethany was doing something wardeny near the Anderfell's border.
Yeah, Weiss.
Adeline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
What I love is it's true. If Aveline wasn't holding the city together, Kirkwall would probably just sink into the ocean. You know what God. If we get to the end of this game, I will look into possibly buying the Blue Wraith somehow, like online, like a PDF somehow of it, if there's like a PDF version you can buy, and reading it on stream. I don't know the legalities beyond that, but I would love to, even if I can't archive it, just like have a, you know, like every once a week we just sit down and read the Blue Wraith and just catch up with what Fenny's doing.
Need something?
I've read your...
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Where's Anders? You didn't mention him.
What happened to the mage who destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry? The book never said.
He fled Kirkwall with the mages from the Circle. Stayed with them a while, but he had to move on. Somehow a lot of mages blamed him for making them live as fugitives. I don't know where he is now, and I don't want to know.
The common... I love this one because it's a common, like, thing. The, Ostino's fate made no sense because the reality is, as part of a lot of the, meddling from EA, the whole, like, short period of time they made the game that ended up how it ended up, Dragon Age Exodus ended up becoming Dragon Age 2, they added Ostino's battle, despite the fact that it makes no sense on a siding with the mage's route.
In the book, you say that first enchanter Orsino turned himself into a giant monster made of corpses. How? Why?
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? Well, I can't tell you how. For the why, all I can say is he was desperate.
I would love an Origins and 2 remake. To be fair, I'll still romance Morrigan, but she'll look damn good. And Em, you can romance? I would say Zevran, because you do love your Zevi. You have a weakness for Elf Boy. The Moody and the Fabulous. made up the Arashok fight.
There's
He did
no
it,
way
but
Hawk really could have killed the Arashok. It would have started a war with the Kunari.
I was told later that the Kunari disavowed his actions. Apparently, the Arashok didn't get permission before he attacked Kirkwall, and the Qun didn't want another exalted march.
Yeah.
When they finally sent a ship to haul the wrecked dreadnought away, they just said, "We will never speak of this again."
It's so Kunari.
That's the Qun's version of an apology.
It actually is when you look into the
Carry
Qun.
on.
Basically, their version of apologizing for an event is denying it happened.
Need something?
I have a personal question.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Yes! I could listen. I could listen to Varric all day. If I had Varric's voice, I would just... That would just be what this channel is. It would just be me reading, like, children's books. Novels. I would read my own fan fictions if I can read it in Varric's voice. I would write Dragon Age fan fictions just to sound like Varric reading what I've written. I would also die of cringe at my own writing, though. Where are you from?
Are you from Ferelden? Or Ley?
Free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
Just a lot of wandering gangs. What about Bianca?
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca? She's one of a kind. I won her from Paragon Smith Bronca in a game of Wicked Grace. She was such a sore loser. Ran off the deep roads in a huff, and that was the last anyone saw of her.
Why Bianca?
What was she named for?
It's so... That's such a lie.
And the reason for that is...
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
What do you do?
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant?
Yeah, the Merchants Guild don't like him.
My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
You know, you gotta really think about it. So Varric owns a bunch of businesses. He also manages a small spy network. He also writes a pretty prolific book series that, of all people, Cassandra likes. She likes it, and I love it. Oh, Varric.
You're an author. What kind of books have you written?
I've tried my hands at a few genres. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown, guards breaking the rules to get things done. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romances. Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me personally.
You know what I love? Sword and Shield is implied to be a story that is basically about an Aveline-esque character.
If you run a spy network, why is Liliana our spy master?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spy master. The truly great ones can keep their distance. They don't get attached to their people. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
Varric is a businessman first. 1 second. Thing is... Yep, that's fine. Yes. But yeah. I'm just gonna play this, because this describes a lot of problems with Varric being a spy master.
Emotional damage!
And that is why Varric can't be a spy master.
What sort of shops do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops. That was just an example. Mostly we invest in moneylenders.
Oh.
Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half a beet plantation in Ravane somewhere. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
He was actually successful before he lost his mind.
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
Yep.
Thanks, Fair.
No problem.
And we have one more. Red lyrium.
The red lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered red lyrium during an expedition in the Deep Roads. We located an ancient thaig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it.
Red
Bartrand
sus.
brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
What I like about the... Wait. I'm in stream chat. Let me see if I've got one. If you've got a red sus noise, feel free to jump in and play it. Yeah, I don't think I've got a red sus. I'm just in stream chat for the very ability to use the soundboard. What is it exactly?
So what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's
I
not
should.
just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own.
I have a
I've
lot
written
of
to every
sounds.
mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
Yep. What can it do?
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. I've had a few alchemists studying it in Kirkwall, in shifts.
You have a piece of it? Yeah, because I let him keep it.
My brother kept a sliver when he sold it. I'm pretty sure he held on to it because it was already talking to him. That little shard drove him mad. I had him taken to a sanitarium and eventually found the fragment in his house. We brought the shit to the surface, Bartrand and I. I wanted to find out if there was a way to shut it up. So far, it looks like the answer is no.
Isn't that dangerous?
If red lyrium is as dangerous as you say, why do you keep it?
I've heard that shit singing to me. I know better than anyone how bad it is. In Orzammar, miners keep regular, non-crazy raw lyrium in special lead-lined containers.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a huge secret how they're constructed. Keeps surface folk from horning in on the lyrium trade. I pulled a lot of strings and got a smith to build me 4 of them nested inside each other. Nobody gets to study it up close for more than an hour, and they have to wait a week between shifts.
So, here's a small primer moment, as I'm going to call them, which are my lore master moments, but in a shorter or more condensed thing. Lyrium is A, the thing that helps mages do magic. B, as Varric said earlier, regular lyrium will fuck you up, but it mostly affects you physically. It can destroy your mind, it can cause some levels of deformity. It is just a shit time for everyone. And then as he said, red lyrium is like if you took that volatility and then souped it up, that it did its own magic shit.
I think that's enough on red lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
The red lyrium is basically destruction 100. Rastes Mabari song. Hi.
Ah, you're awake and out of Lady Cassandra's clutches. And here I paid that little knife ear to inform me the moment you were free. No matter, no matter. Segret, honored to meet you. Thank you for all you've done. Hopefully, we'll still do.
What do you think I'll be doing exactly?
Probably killing.
It's already spreading that if anyone can close that blighted thing in the sky, it's you. Anything you need is yours. For a reasonable price, of course. Supplies are a little tight, given the circumstances.
Where have you stayed?
What kind of person stays to run a shop at a time like
yeah.
this?
The kind with nowhere else to go. Those blasted demons destroyed most of my goods.
Oh, so you have nowhere to
Stay
go.
here, work some contacts. I can start rebuilding. Maybe, just maybe, help you folks out in the process.
How's the mood here?
You must speak with most everyone here. How are people doing?
Hope and fear in equal measure. No one really knows what it means when an Inquisition is called. Yet, of course, we're all getting used to, well, you as our last best hope. Nothing personal.
Meridan was the last Inquisitor, and he went missing right before the second light? He was gone right before the Exalted Marches. That happened, what, four ages ago? So, a while. I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to whiz. I'll be back in a moment. I really need to whiz. I am back from the Wiz Palace. And I'm just gonna double check. Fine. I'll reset this because I've drifted. Go. There we go.
Can I see what you have for sale?
Of course. My wares are at the table.
Normally I would take things from here, but I have a mod and a few other things that will help us moving forward with equipment. I could really cheese the game. I'm not going to cheese the game, but I could cheese aspects of it.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
It is, I will admit, who knew that we would need siege equipment here? One of those moments where you're pretty sure Cassandra's kind of over-prepared.
Master Harry said that without more water,
Still got demons pouring out of the rifts.
Out the end down. Alright. So here's the first thing. Here is the golden nug.
To field a decent cavalry, it needs better horses. I heard Seeker Pentagast might try to acquire suitable mounts from Master Dennett in the hinterlands.
Oh, and who are you to be fishing around for what the higher-ups are doing?
Back in Angsburg, my uncle was 5th Praetor.
So, you can synchronize your collectibles. And since I've played this game enough, I have all the collectibles.
And what's that mean for you back in Arnsburg?
Whoa! Jesus Christ. This basically completes a shit ton of quests for me. Because every quest that has to do with, like, collecting shit just finished. And I got all my schematics.
Expected you'd be by. I'm Harriet, and everyone knows who you are. How's the new gear fit?
Quite well.
Sturdy and warm. It's perfect.
Good. World's gone mad. Stock armor and blades are good against bandits, but we're not fighting bandits. My gear will see you through demons, apostates, whatever this world throws at you. So, You need custom work. Something special. You bring the materials to us, we'll make it happen.
Normally you can go into all of this.
Goodbye.
I'm not going to. Harriet here he's got some history, but basically he's your blacksmith here. And yeah, you for the first time you can fully just create your own stuff. The issue is I have no material to build that stuff. I've got all the recipes from the collectibles. Same with the armor. So technically speaking, I can have end game, but that also means that I have to have a certain amount of material, which I don't.
Need something? Let me know.
I have to improve what I've got.
You built for them the golden city, the center of all creation.
See reason, Lisette.
Yes.
We cannot stay here.
I will talk to you. Walk.
Yeah, sorry. I'm quickly going to head out. Hey, a nug. Why did I kill a nug? Nug skin. All things aside, resources are very important. Nug skin is a good early cloth. Yeah, so there is an aspect of collecting shit. You can make shit. For weapons, you'll be looking heavily for materials. For armor, light armor, you're mostly looking for cloths.
I should look around.
Oh, got that ping. Have some notes. These will be useful for later. I'm actually, because I remember there's a wood pile somewhere out here. If I claim that now, then I can just walk back across. Like a logging thing out here. Oh, I think I found it. Yeah, claim logging stand. Nice and easy. Haven. So what's actually really interesting about Haven is, so we've been here before. For those of you who remember the Dragon Age Origins game, I would say stream, but it's been a long time since stream. Haven was this cultist, the home of this dragon-worshipping cult. And then after the temple was found, which is way over there, it basically had been refurbished into this. Became very much a home of the faithful. Because you gotta think, like, a lot of these stone walls would have taken time to build. People have been here for a while. Okay. Sweep around.
Make her go with you. Can I help
Hi.
you with something?
What did you mean when you mentioned requisitions?
I'm making this Inquisition run with what we have, but we're not a real army. Here, take a look. You find... Just take it over there. One of my boys will take the materials or jot down what you find.
Ren takes care of your commissions. And a lot of this is, yeah, you find the materials, you put it in, you get some extra out of the Inquisition.
Nice work with those supplies. Might not affect you much, but our...
Make her go with
We gain 1 power with the Inquisition. Power is useful with other mechanics. Because it represents your ability to lead the Inquisition rather than, say, anything really directly. It'd be cooler if, like, the Inquisition actually looked different because you filled out certain requirements.
The chosen of Andraste. A blessed hero sent to save us all.
I've no interest in being a hero. All I want is to find a way to seal this breach.
Pragmatic, but ultimately irrelevant. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars, both famous and forgotten.
For no reason but, you know, to know,
Every
right?
great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
Study ancient ruins? He is an ancient ruin.
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
I bet.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins? Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
I like to point out, they usually are content. I like to imagine that Solus did this once, and then he wakes up, and it's just a giant spider is like trying to pick him up in its pincers. He's just like, ah.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the Fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay then. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate mage surrounded by chantry forces, and unlike you, I do not have a divine mark protecting me. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
Cassandra trusts you. She won't let anyone put you into a circle against your will.
Thank you. I appreciate the thought.
Again.
But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
So, for people who have played, Templars or mages, when it comes to Inquisition. Are you tempered by two, or do you have a perspective?
Fine. We'll gather our own. Tell Segrid, he better hope he doesn't need us solved anytime soon. Look who's back from the dead. Again. I shouldn't be surprised. You Oxmen are tough as old leather.
I don't recall meeting you before.
As old leather.
I'd be surprised
Wow.
if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making those wear, though. So, you're welcome.
I didn't realize. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you can pay me back by fixing the world.
Oh,
Name's
cool.
Adaar. I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
You need help?
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajin's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died at the conclave, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
You said you thought Master Tajin was working on something special. If it helps, I found his notes.
Yeah.
The old codger was on the edge of a breakthrough here, but he couldn't see it. You want some of these mixed up? You just give the word.
Farewell.
So yeah, now we have potions that we can upgrade by. I always love this jar of bees. Just bees And I have access to all of them because of what I did. But the problem is I don't have the chemical requirements to actually equip them. Put a lyrium potion in.
Perhaps another time.
So what do we got? Threat remains, seeing red. Novi enemy. Alright, well we can bump into Minerva on the way up.
How do you think they'll close that huge hole in the sky?
Into the Chantry we go. I am holy. Wait, you can't see my hands. Damn it. Visual gag ruins.
Does it trouble you?
Didn't close the breach.
If it wasn't enough to close the breach, what use is it?
You did everything we asked of you.
And it still didn't work.
What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
Sounds like you have an idea.
Clearly you have something in mind.
We do.
Again, bit more of the pragmatic.
May I present Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition's forces.
Such as they are. We lost many soldiers in the valley, and I fear many more before this is through.
This is Lady Josephine Montellier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
You're even taller than I'd heard.
Hello.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yeah.
Yes. Tactfully put, Cassandra.
You know what's great? If you're listening, if you're still here listening, you know what's great? Josephine shares Dorothea's voice actress, which is also Shamir's voice actress. His name is currently escaping me because I've stuffed my head with so much lore knowledge right now. Oh, it's great. Because I remember she talked about how she was able to get the accent, and it's like, at least she said she reads really fast the engraving that's meant to be on the gates of hell in Dante's Inferno. Beautiful way to prepare.
That's an impressive bunch of titles.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
That was for a bureaucracy that is falling apart. That's quick.
That didn't take long.
Shouldn't they be busy arguing over who's going to become divine?
Some are calling you, a Gunari, the Herald of Andraste. That frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing,
Racist.
No doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
The Herald of Andraste. They think I am holy.
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading.
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
Unnerving.
It's a little unsettling.
I'm sure the Chantry would agree.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign.
and to others a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
1 second. I gotta look this up just to make sure She's such a good voice actress. I gotta get her name right. Allegra Clark, that's her name. Allegra Clark does Josephine, and it is so great. She's a prolific voice actress. Oh, here we go. Thank you for the sound, M. We'll play it at Red Lyrium times. Don't have a problem.
So if I wasn't with the Inquisition...
Well, let's be honest, they would have censored us no matter what.
That's true.
And you not being here isn't an option.
There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you. She is not far and knows those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable.
I'll talk to her.
I'll see what she has to say.
You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
Yeah.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
The Herald of Andraste. Oh, I got a perk. There's a perk I usually like to get, but I can't remember which one it is. Off the top of my head. Horses. Wait, no, it's secrets, I think. No, not connections? Ability knowledge. Good early one. And so is, arcane knowledge. I'm gonna go with arcane knowledge for my first perk. This good gives me extra dialogue option. Out the hinterlands. But thank you, M. Mages and Templars. Scout Harding. I love Scout Harding. He's great. I would actually consider Scout Harding as a romance option if it was a full-fledged romance. I've done that, where I haven't romanced anyone else and done all the flirting with her, and it's pretty cute. Venture forth. Varric. Cassandra. Dolus. I take Varric pretty much everywhere, because unless I'm taking... No, sometimes even when I'm taking Cole, Varric's great. It's like taking Garrus Vicarian everywhere. You gotta do it. You know, the only time I don't have Garrus in the party in Mass Effect is usually in 2, and that's because I'm doing Grunt's mission sometimes, and I like having a Bionic on the party, and it's because I've got Grunt, and Grunt's funny in a whole different way. It's better to embrace the insanity of Grunt. They have Varric there going, what? Having Garrus there and going, what? You think we could turn it down, like, a little? I want to play Mass Effect.
I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the breach. They might not know much about the Qunari, but you'll get no backtalk from anyone here. That's a promise. Inquisition Scout Harding, at your service. All of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No, never mind.
Varric gonna do the... There it is! There it is! 3 hours, and we got our first official... Ugh. Meet you.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
We should get to business. The situation's pretty dire. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest this side of the Frostbacks. But with the Mage Templar fighting getting worse, we couldn't get to Dennett. Maker only knows if he's even still alive. Mother Giselle's at the crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Our latest reports say that the war's spread there too. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
There's a number of side quests out here. There are a lot of side quests in this game that you can do. There are benefits to doing them. New gear, Inquisition expansion, the expansion of the Inquisition's influence. A few things, quite a few things. Browden after the Blight. Yeah. Auto level up. I usually put my companions on auto level up because they're pretty good at sorting themselves out. I mean, Solus usually is my healer, tank, DPS, and I am me. Flashpoint. Yeah, so Herah is a fire mage by nature. Compared to everyone, the rogues who came before, who were, one was a bloody mess and the other was cool as ice.
Mother Giselle ought to be around here somewhere.
Herah is fiery. Jesus Christ. Killed 3 of them, got stabbed through the chest.
Inquisition forces. They're trying to protect the refugees.
Looks like they could use a hand.
Hold. We are not apostates.
I do not think they care, Seeker.
Okay, takes lambs. Oh, we got more. It is interesting to see that the melee for apostates is sellsword. Basically implying that they have found ways, they have to leverage their sympathies to get. They have leveraged sympathy to get to hire mercenaries.
Be ready. More coming our way.
From behind. They're coming up her ass. Wait. Yeah, that sounds sus.
Kill that warrior.
I can say I have a few hits. I won't survive a few hits of that, though. Alright, potion. Okay. Ooh, Scheiße. Yeah, you should have turned your back. It is.
We are victorious once more.
As a rogue, I've never suffered the problem of my hits just bouncing off, and I forget that's because Templars are literally prepared to fight you off as a mage. But I love the theme of this game. One day.
There are mages here who can heal your wounds.
So good.
Lie still.
Don't touch me, Mother. Their magic is...
Turn to noble purpose.
Their magic is surely no more evil than your blade.
What?
Hush, dear boy. Allow them to ease your suffering.
Like a mother.
Mother Giselle?
Just shut up. You're wrong. But gentle.
And you must be the one they are calling the Herald of Andraste.
That why I'm here?
Is that why you asked for me? The Chantry has already...
I know what they've done.
And why am I here?
I know of the Chantry's denouncement, and I am familiar with those behind it.
Of course.
I won't lie to you. Some of them are grandstanding, hoping to increase their chances of becoming...
There's a huge political aspect.
Some are simply terrified. So many good people, senselessly taken from us.
That's not an excuse,
And that's an excuse? They're making things worse.
They don't know that. This is my point. Go to them. Convince the remaining clerics you are no demon to be feared. They have heard only frightful tales of you. Give them something else to believe.
Will that work?
That won't just make it worse?
Because you are a mage?
That too?
Let me put it this way. You needn't convince them all. You just need some of them to doubt. Their power is their unified voice. Take that from them and you receive the time you need.
It's very true. The crazy thing is, it's a very accurate point. A lot of times, a lot of groups huddle around a very vocal minority because they're afraid. It's a common thing.
You make it sound simple.
I honestly don't know if you've been touched by fate or sent to help us, but I hope. Hope is what we need now. The people will listen to your rallying call as they will listen to no other. You could build the Inquisition into a force that will deliver us or destroy us. I will go to Haven and provide Sister Leliana the names of those in the Chantry who will be amenable to a gathering. It is not much, but I will do whatever I can.
Okay. Politics.
Corporal Vale is coordinating the Inquisition's efforts in the area. We should speak with him.
In a moment. If my mods are working... There it is. I've basically got a mod here that will let me purchase anything. Now, I'm not going to use this to an extreme. They've been good for, re-dyeing armor. Look a certain color. Part of this is just because you play this game enough, you gotta take some good and bad. But it's not always like it's an absolute crazy thing. Because I still need, because I didn't get the one that just gives you everything for free, I do still need to pay some of it. So, hide. I think I'll need 6 of this. Hide is leather, so I need something clothy. I get 6 of this. Ugh. Oh. That's sort of how I'm evening it out right now. It's early game.
Yes.
Late game, we can build whatever we want, but early game, it's gonna take.
I don't know.
And so opens up the world for the first part. I did not mean to put that down. So welcome to Dragon Age Inquisition. Now I'm going to travel back to Haven. I'm gonna make some armor. I hand in these items to finish a quest, and then we'll be done tonight. Sound good? Especially because there's like a whole half hour, 45 minutes, but nothing works.
Come on, you've seen our mounts. Most of them should be pulling close.
Didn't all grow out with you know,
Light armor. Oh, it's 8 each. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm doing it. Give me a second. Travel. Yeah. I'm doing this before we finish up tonight. Fuck it. I feel like that during loading screens, they do give you random things, especially because if your game takes longer to load, at the very least you can read up on the wall. Or just get some tips. Random. Okay, Mr. Merchant.
I don't know.
Bud. I get 2 of these. 2 of these.
It's good to have commerce restored.
Back to Haven. I want to make my own goddamn... armor. Out of some strong-ass materials, but that have cost me all my early game money. In-game materials. Early game money. If you're not cheap, it's not cheap. Technically speaking.
So if we get better horses, you think that'll make a difference?
One thing I can make. Dragon webbing with ice dragon hide. Custom armor.
He died.
Sorry.
Feels silly. Mourn, of course. For the people we've left piles
Good horse can make all the difference.
There we go.
Come to me, child, and I shall.
So yeah. Sorry, I got silent there for a moment. I think we'll end on this note tonight. Started, got some pretty badass armor right out of the gate. Well, statistically badass. Visually, it looks kind of odd. Here's our strength. Oh, Keg just went live. Perfect. A keg. I'm gonna edit this later, so yep. Get a clip. Yeah. Save the game. And exit. So yeah, thanks everyone. Was fun. This keg just started. Let's hit Kegarada. Oh, thank you for the hug, Sam. Jesus fucking Christ. Yes, I know EA app, you're closed. It was fun. It's fun to start up. I'm looking forward to, among the other stuff, I still need to finish Engage, I know. And Tears of the Kingdom, and some other stuff that I've forgotten about. EA wants my attention. I hate these. I hate it when these apps have the automatic message every time you close the thing. Hey, you closed the window, but you didn't close the application. I know how you work. The first time you tell me, I remember that I have to exit. Please stop sending me these constant things. Still so much to do. I still need to finish Breath of the Wild to start Tears of the Kingdom. I did new stuff for Honkai. Yeah, I gotta log in and at least do my daily login. I'll do that after. Though I will, if there is a fair bit, if they've added a bit to Honkai, I might do another Honkai stream. We'll see. Good. But yeah, so I will edit out the those of you in the archive will probably notice it. There'll be like a section, or I'll put something in there that like says we had issues with Marx. Silverwolf is incredible. Event's kind of fun. Did you get Silverwolf? Did you get Silverwolf? Or did you just test her? Because depending on your answer and her like cone, pretty sus. I forgot how to pronounce. Lightning God Roller. No, I wonder why. No, it's not me. Definitely the soundboard. I have my mono lightning team with Silverwolf buff and it's mental. You've become a god. We've become a god, M. I also like to remind everyone to thank M for the soundboard. He does it so I don't, and I literally appreciate it so goddamn much. I like to remind everyone, from the perspective of live streams, I will be busy the next 12 days. Inspection is coming up. I may have keep an eye on the Discord because I may cancel. I will just be that exhausted. Gotta do a shit ton. Well, not a shit ton, but I'm gonna try to get most of it done now. So only detail work and maintenance as we get closer. It's gonna be a lot. Also, yes, thank you, M. Feel free to add anything you think would be nice, or that you would just like to throw at me at some point. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Probably should get some sleep. Got Thursday tomorrow, so I got stuff I need to do. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves. Especially you, M. Take care of yourself. Thank you for tuning in tonight. It was good. Good to hear from you after being so busy and sleepy. I hope that things ease up on you. And for everyone else, good night. Take care of yourselves. And bye-bye.